everybody, welcome to episode 9 of Building with Sand. So today is the first episode where I'm recording after my vacation out to the east and the west. It was a pretty good vacation. Got to meet everybody on my wife's side of the family, pretty much. And got to visit with my family too, which was alright, as usual. Nothing super particular to note. Minecraft-wise, my little brother did give me some, me and my wife, some tiny Minecraft tools that he made. I don't remember what the process is called. Throw an image up there for you guys to see. Today, we are done, actually. We are done with the stables. And there are a few things I did after the last episode. Put in the floor here. We're going to start from the top, actually. So, I reworked the carrot farm so that it's not as big, but it doesn't have that water drip problem now. And it's still sufficient for what we need. I put a chest up here full of things that you would need to ride pigs around. And a bunch of signs says, in the event of the death of one of our dear pigs, please notify the stable staff immediately. And failure to return the saddle will result in a 5-diamond fine and up to 3 days in the city prison, when we have a city prison. I learned the hard way that if you use up all your carrot on a stick and you throw it as a fishing rod, you can't put a carrot back on, so that sucks. All the pigs now have saddles, except for this one. I ran out. And I named everybody. I'm going to start down here. Start over here. What I did was I looked up some racehorse names and kind of went from there. And we have occasional flatulence. We have Wilbur, which is a typical pig name. Mr. Pig, that's a Adventure Time reference. Pork chop sandwiches. Lord Henry VII, Duke of Wellington. And Apple. Unfortunately, with this ladder here, we can't put in a sign, so this pig is forever named. Whatever pig lives here will forever be named after an item. Over here is Rum and Coke, Mr. Wigglesbottom, Pumbaa, of course, Dunsput. This was that one pig that refused to get in the stables, I think. And then we have MSM04P Pig Guy, which is kind of a Gundam reference. Anybody who knows me, which is probably very few of you watching this, know that I'm really into Gundam. And Hand Shot First. And then I put a bunch of soul sand down, kind of look like mud. And we have a completed stables. So, you know, we are done here. Not really sure now what to do. I've actually been working off camera. I've been putting in quite a bit of the highways with ice underneath all of it. This little strip here is done. It ends right about here. Boom. And then as we go this way, I'll get to it. We've had to do some work. I put a bunch of torches up on the palace because I was getting dive bombed by mobs, which kind of is unpleasant since they changed their AI recently. And today I actually just came over here and I reworked the way the front of the museum area is set up. So there's ice underneath this part all the way down there. I'm thinking of putting like a pool in here. I don't know if I want to just have a still pool or kind of some sort of fountainy kind of thing. And I've been working a bit on the Museum of Warfare. I need to put a sign up actually for the hours. I think I have signs over here. Yes. What did I put over here? Opening pending delivery exhibits. Well, this museum is almost done too. But come over here. I've been doing a lot of different landscaping jobs in the area to open up places. Open hours. Let's do this. Hours. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Closed. Open holidays. And I don't know if you guys can hear that squeaking noise coming from my microphone, but it is the cat, who I think has a cold and is exceptionally squeakier than usual. So I worked on the museum in here a little bit more. We put up some dyed leather armor, just kind of random colors. I did this little setup here about how to dye your armor and how to clean it off. And I was also working on now that we have enchanted books, I was working on gathering all the weapon enchantments. So you can, as of list patch 2, you can enchant axes with sword enchantments, except for knockback. But you can put sharpness, might, bane, arthropod, looting, and fire aspect. And then I was also gathering them for bows and arrows. It takes a long time, and I'm not really sure what the good level point is for enchanting. So I tried a bunch that were like level 6 or 5, and I wasn't getting the right ones. But 30 is too much, because then I was getting the high level ones, so I don't know. I have to keep messing around with that. And I also added an anvil, because how else are you going to make all these fancy weapons? And also because you can use them as a trap. And what else have I done? I put battle axes up. I was thinking about naming them battle axes in the anvil, but hopefully no one comes around breaking my exhibits. And I kind of redid the snow golem one here so you can see what you're actually supposed to do, along with the scale representation. I think pretty much this is, when I get all the books in, it's going to be the end. It's going to be a complete museum, how I want it to be. I was thinking about adding like a wolf, but I don't know where I put it. That just becomes a hassle. Who knows what the wolves are going to do in the future. So I think the next project we're going to work on out here in the desert is probably going to be the guardhouse slash armory slash prison, which is on the other side of the palace. And I've been working a bit on another area we'll get to in a moment. Having all this ice underneath my highways now is super nice, because I can move a lot faster if you use the sprint and jump technique. Over here where we have the public pool is going to go, I've been working on doing a lot of clearing out. As you can see, I've kind of have these 90-degree cuts into the mountainside, and what I want to do is I'm going to build a big wall of sandstone, and then kind of like the museums over there with the wool, I'm going to come up with some sort of designs to put in there over the pools and the jacuzzi and whatever else. So we'll get to that. But that is not the project now. That's one of the things I work on off screen when I just want to play Minecraft and not talk into a microphone. This might be a shorter episode, namely because I don't plan to do any building really on screen. We'll see where I get to. I'm going to need to pack up my tent here in the future and bring it on over here so we can get work done. But I think what I might want to do is just start clearing stuff out for the fort that's going to go over here, although I'll probably do the majority of that off screen. Today is the 30th of December, which means when this video goes up tomorrow on the 31st, it'll be New Year's Eve. I don't know what any of you guys are doing. I generally don't do anything spectacular on New Year's Eve. I don't have any traditions or all that. It's usually going to friends' houses and enjoying company, or just being at home doing nothing. And then on top of that, it used to be where when I was growing up and had the internet, I liked to do a yearly kind of checkup. I would do a few personality tests, actually, what I used to do. And just to see how I stack up as a person compared to previous years. I don't do that anymore. There's no need. I don't change as much as I used to. So what I'm thinking over here for this fort is, I might have said it before, it's going to cut out from the line of this wall here and come across to the edge of the water. There's a pack of creepers over there, to here, and then go back that way towards the desert. And then I'm going to build up a pile of sand here, probably on this line, because the wall is going to go up on the other side. What I'm probably going to do is knock out the back wall of the palace here and turn this into a, let's see, this is swampland. I'm going to have a bit of swampland. Well, this line at least. Maybe a couple blocks of swamp. And where does that go? So that. What I'm going to do is just take that wall and embiggen it. I'm going to thicken it, and it's going to cut all the way out to the edge here. So the back wall of the palace is too thick. And then the fort is going to be on, I'm thinking, a 3-high platform here. I'm going to cut out some of the sand over there. And then the fort is going to be higher so it can look above more things. And it's going to be fairly square. I think it's going to be completely square with a courtyard and other stuff. But that means I have to fill in a bunch of the sand here and also dig... what's the word? Relocate all the other sand that's over here. And what I'm going to have is kind of a gatehouse out front here. So if anyone is visiting from this direction, they can get into the village or into the city through the gatehouse. Gotta light this area up so I can work out here at night. Not that it's a real big deal. Just, mobs are more of a nuisance than anything. Oh! Well, skeleton did my job for me. Forgot that mobs will pick up stuff now. So the cactus trick doesn't work as well. Yeah, I think this is going to be a shorter episode. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. Probably by the next episode, I'll tell you about my New Year's Eve. And also, I know my wife is, now we're back, she wants to do some recording for me, so she might end up helping out. Yeah, I haven't done a whole lot of work since I've been back. Kind of after finishing the stables and the grocery store over there, kind of not sure where to go from here. I really want to do this fort, but I have yet to really come up with a design. I mean, I have the general idea what I want to do. I'll probably just, once I get the basics of it set up, I'll just build it from scratch instead of me going and trying to build it creative first. I don't think it really necessitates that. That's something I might do though for around the area of the pool, just because I'm not sure what kind of pattern would look good or anything like that. Spend a whole bunch of time putting up a wall and then having no idea what's going to go on it. just feel like doing a little clearing out here. It's always handy to not have to worry about creepers and everyone else. Oh, I'm out of torches. Well. So I guess I'm gonna just cut it here. Thanks for watching, everybody. I know it's a short episode, but we'll definitely be building again in the next one. And I'll shout out to anybody who has made it to my channel from Good's channel. Thanks for stopping by. From that gift that my wife and I sent to. Well, it's actually she did all the work. She made all this stuff. But yeah, thanks for coming. I know showing up to a random person's channel can be well, that Enderman far away. Thanks for coming by from that. It's always nice to have new subscribers and people to see my work. Otherwise, I'm going to run off here and into the darkness, and I will see you next time. And, well, we're not really gone. I felt like I should have given you guys a little more time. The episode was a little shorter than I wanted. Well, it was a lot shorter. It was half as long as I wanted it to be. So I did some work, and here it is. I moved the construction tent over here, and I did some landscaping. This square that we're standing on right here is where the fort is going to go. And I was sitting here looking at the edge of the desert and this swamp, and I really didn't like that the palace was up on the swamp, and I didn't really like how it was set up and a few different things. So I tooled around with changing the way the back wall of the palace is shaped. You can tell now there's a little bit of an indent on the just in the back corner. Excuse me. And the wall is much higher. The back wall is now going to be the palace is going to be 2 thick, but it'll be 3 thick where it's up against the building, and it's going to be, the wall is going to be the same height as the building in the back, which would be, I guess, the Sultan's house or whatever you would call that. I laid it out here, parts of some of the wall. I only did the back corner there, and I was adjusting the other corner to match symmetrically over here. I'm going to probably build this wall off camera because it'll just be pretty boring. But I wanted to show you guys what I was working on so that when we came back you had something to compare it to when I was done. The back wall of the palace is going to be that high across the back, but I'm also turning it into part of the city wall for when the city is entirely built up. But because we have more desert here, that's actually going to open up and go back along at the beach. But I didn't like that the Sultan's Palace was right on the edge of a biome, which means it's right on the edge of you know, the city. And if we're thinking from a defensive standpoint, it's not good to have your leader like out in the open. So that's why I built a much taller wall and thicker. And it's going to be right next to the guard station, post, fort, whatever. So that will provide some defense. And then there'll be more buildings back behind here eventually. I've been slowly working at chipping away at this hill and flattening that out. But I wanted to show you guys this before we go. Well, before this episode is officially done a second time. I did replace some of the grass here just so I could see really where the biome was. So now for sure there's nothing on the swamp. It's right up against it. And the way I'm going to do this is there's this wall here is going to be 2, but it's going to run into well, I want the fort as it stands is 36 by 36, which I could increase or decrease. I might make it 37 by 37. That way I have a odd numbered building, because I kind of like working with odd numbers more than even, depending on the size. For larger things, odd numbers work a little better, I think. I guess it's personal preference. But there's going to be the fort itself is going to be, the walls are going to be 3 thick on the outside right here. As you see, 2 of the wall, and then this is also going to be a wall. So you can have quite thick ramparts up on top. And then there'll be plenty of building space inside, and also for the courtyard, and then whatever little things I add on. It'll be a much bigger building than I initially anticipated, I think. But that leaves me a lot more space to do various things. You know, I do want a sizable armory and prison, so if it looks to be too big when I'm sitting here doing some stuff off camera, then probably just make it a bit smaller. Maybe I won't make it a square, I'm not sure. I'm thinking right here is going to be the city gate, one of the gates, and there's going to be the road that goes all the way down that way. And they made it so it could be 3 wide, and then with the edges. So I'm not sure. But all the way over here is more swamp biome, and the edge of the desert with this forest over there. So I was thinking if the walls are going to be up to here and go out that way, the fort itself doesn't have to be in this entire spot, because I'm going to be extending the wall out this way and back in a zigzag pattern all the way back, you know, behind the grocery store over there. Ultimately, when I get around to building that wall, I don't know when I'm going to do that. The fort is going to come first. But yeah, so here is the basic thing in the fort, and I wanted to show you guys and get things prepared. So for next episode, when we start building this, we will be ready. And I did say before that I wanted to build this thing, the fort, higher than right or 63. I was thinking like 65. Why 65? So it'd be 3 levels below where the fort actually stands. I'm not sure. I might do that. I don't know. I think I might just build it on how it is right now, and it'll be tall enough. So I mean, it's going to be big. Looking at it now, it's going to be fairly large. I was worried about not having enough space, but I think I'm definitely going to have enough space, and all that. So we'll see where it turns out. So that's all I wanted to do, is give you guys this little quick update and tagged on the end of this episode. And if you like what you see here, please like and of course subscribe, so I can, you know, see what kind of content you guys like and always adjust to that, because I do this A, because I enjoy it, and B, because I hope other people do too. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.